So let's think a bit about the advantages of digital signal processing. So advantages of DSP. So remember, we have the AD converter here. So that's the AD converter. Then we've got some kind of processor here, and then we have the DA converter at the output here. So remember, these were just numbers transmitted here, and there are also numbers here. And then this is here analog output. And this is here again analog output. So we've got analog here, and we've got numbers here and numbers here. So what's the advantage of that? One really important advantage is that the number crunching happening here is always the same, so it will never change. Obviously, if there's a bug somewhere in the processing, it does, but otherwise it's stable. Yeah. So this means we have no component tolerances. So imagine, for example, an analog filter. We have something like this as a low-pass filter. Then we know that if we are putting a resistor here, 10K, and let's say 0.1 microfarad, it's a 10K resistor. Usually has a tolerance of 1%, and the capacitor has usually quite high tolerances, 5% or 10% or so. So therefore, we never know exactly what the cutoff frequency is precisely, because we've got these two tolerances here. Whereas in digital signal processing, we have no tolerance, so the cutoff frequency will be always the same. So that's obviously a real advantage. The other thing is, it is much cheaper to do DSP because we don't have any expensive components here. So we've got just one processor, and this is doing all the work. So we don't need highly tuned or selected analog components for this here. And something also really important is it is flexible. Yeah, so we could just reprogram this processor here, for example, from a low-pass filter to a high-pass filter, just by changing the code, and there's no rewiring required. So therefore, in this way, we can change very, very quickly the processing of this processor here, and fix bugs or improve the processing, and sending, for example, a customer a new firmware upgrade without modifying anything of the circuitry. I'm pretty sure you can come up with more advantages of DSP, and also maybe some disadvantages. Then just post them underneath this video or on the forum.